Okay, it's 5:15 a.m. on April 18th, 2009, and the 43rd Sandhurst Competition is about to begin in about 45 minutes at West Point. This event should be pretty spectacular. There are 48 teams participating today. Oh, there's a nice shot of the moon. "32 of those teams, of course, will be the companies at West Point. One of those, which will get some special treatment today, will be Company E4, where my son is an alternate or support person for that team. And they, I believe, have finished second among the companies in the last few years, behind B4, which has been the company champions. In either event, all teams have the British Sandhurst teams, blue and red, to take on and try to dethrone, and hopefully one of them will do so. Okay, along Route 293, there are some buses up ahead, which I believe are the buses intended to shuttle parents back and forth, but for all I can tell, it could also be buses bringing the teams over. That may be more logical since it's so early. Okay, the Sandhurst Competition is taking place at Camp Buckner this year, and I believe this is the first time that they have decided to do this. It's so dark still, cannot even focus if I don't stay on something that has a light. Okay, well, follow these guys. I'm sure this is actually the teams getting ready to take off. They will be doing so in 30 minutes. Okay, so sure enough, that is exactly what this is. The buses have let off teams that will be competing in the Sandhurst competition today. Okay, so here is actually the brochure. I printed out at work. The number of teams is going to include 48 teams. As you can see, we've got the Chilean team here, we've got Canada, Britain, ROTC teams, National Military Academy, Afghanistan, US Maps, Air Force Academy, Naval Academy. Okay, the map showing what is going to happen at Camp Buckner is here. I'm actually inside the grounds near the LRC. You can hear all of the cadets nearby me now. The inspection area will start near LRC 1. That will begin, then followed by the angled wall, followed by the obstacle course and the boat. I think I'm going to start off this event today by staying near the LRC and the wall for a while, capturing maybe half a dozen teams starting, then moving over to the obstacle course, eventually over to the boat, and maybe to the rope bridge. I'm not going to go to the weapons site or the first aid. If I'm fortunate, I'll be able to get over to the combat swim, and there's the Commandant's Challenge, which is 10, will clearly be, one place will be at the end. So Here we go. We have this competition starting at 600 hours here, which is in about 20 minutes. Now, here is a list of the starting times for each of the teams. There are 48 teams. G3 and F2 are going to have the honor of kicking off the competition. We have the Afghan National Military Academy cadets going off actually pretty early, only about 20 minutes later. Okay. I've got some highlighted teams, which I'm going to try to focus on a little bit. There's the World Military Academy at Sandhurst. The red team goes off at 9:15. My son's team, E4, goes off at 11. Finally, the British military blue goes off at the last team, 11:45. Now, this course will take 3 hours to complete for the best teams on this list. So I guess it'll maybe take 4 to 5 for the rest of them. So this should all be over maybe 3 o'clock in the afternoon. In prior years, I think the last 4, B4 has actually been the team that has won. My son's team, E4, which you can see here from its company photograph in the fall, is looking pretty good and has a good sense of humor with this concept of Elvis lives. I think all of the companies have some sort of theme. This one in particular is actually highlighted by David Lipsky in his book about West Point, Absolutely American. E4 gets a little bit of acknowledgement in the beginning of that book because he found the Elvis Lives theme to be pretty fun. In fact, I'm in the process of reading this thing. I'm sure this cadet got a lot of abuse for being on the front page, but he looks like your classic, striking West Point cadet. Here is the reference to both the A1 Apaches and the E4 Elvis Lives Company. Now the E4 team, fortunately I have a nice list that I received from my son, Mike Nielsen. There are some other folks who are helping, and the actual primary guys who are going to compete. E4 is looking to win it all this year. Hopefully they'll do very well for themselves and perform nicely. Now in the previous year, E4 actually had the best time on the indoor obstacle course, on the comms challenge as well. Overall it was 6th. B4, as I pointed out, actually won the event. And this is on the rifle and marksmanship. B4 did well again, but Sandhurst red and blue did extremely well. Okay, and finally, some of the folks who are running this, I put a lot of time into it. Sergeant First Class Miller. Okay, now, equipment inspections are actually happening right now. I should probably get out there and try to capture some of that. It's going to actually be followed by the LRC, the wall, the obstacle course, and the boat, in that order. And then finally the rope bridge.